Target Field in Minneapolis. MLB The Show has action out of the AL Central. It's the Lions taking on the Minnesota Twins. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. And now here's the starter for Minnesota, Cy Batai.
Boog, this guy usually turns in a very good outing. His teammates really enjoy when he's on the mound. Everyone seems to be loose, which can help the offense be a bit more dangerous. So if you look at the opposing lineup, they're hoping he doesn't just settle in. They want to make this an uncomfortable start from the beginning.
Alonso Gomez Phelps, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Everything came together for him. And now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
Next to hit, Victor Gallegos. 1 for 4 with a double in yesterday's game. Hey! Here comes the 0-1.
Inside, ball one.
Ground ball left side. Foul. And it goes just foul. Just starting out here at Target Field. To the right side. Moody to second. A sensational double play.
The 3-6-1 double play, in my opinion, is one of the toughest plays to make. You've got a pitcher covering first and the middle infielder throwing to a moving target. Everything has to be perfect, and right there they made it look pretty easy.
Base is empty after the double play. Cody Berger digs in now. And it stays fair. Around first, digging for 2. Throws to second, and he'll make it to second base with 2 gone.
And if you're the pitcher, you can't be frustrated. You know this is going to be the toughest batter that you face tonight, and you're going to have to face him a couple of times. So you just tip your cap and hope that you can get the next guy out.
So runner at second, 2 down. Forrest DeMonte, the next to hit.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Can't glove it cleanly, but they get the out at first, and that'll do it for the inning. The Twins coming up, no score. Back after this on the show. Back in Minnesota, our starting pitcher in this one, Eric Rubio. Singy, he was impressive his last time out.
He's off to a good start, getting a win in his first start of the season, and so lifted a little bit of pressure. Right here, it's all about getting win number 2.
Leading off, Morris O'Connor.
The center fielder, Morris O'Connor.
Hey!
And a foul ball. That one ripped left field. swinging well. And it is out of here. His 4th home run of the season. And the Twins get on the board first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead.
So, Simi, this is a little bit of a surprise. A guy known for line drives hits one over the fence.
Well, if you're a little too early, you'll get some elevation in the ball, get out of the ballpark. For him, it's kind of a mistake. But you know what? When you have such a good approach, every now and then you're going to run into one.
Line drive makes the catch, 1 down.
Batting third, the left fielder.
And now we take a peek at the Twins lineup. Here's the left fielder, Saul Hunter. Swings and sends a rocket to right. He dives, but he can't make the catch. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Good start for him to this ball game tonight. I always talk about it. Get a knock in your first at bat. It just makes your confidence at such a higher level for the potential of having a big night.
Darryl Tebow getting ready to hit. Checks over to first. Back safely. Big time power. Foul ball there. Hunter at first, 1 gone. Oh, he doesn't get the call. And that's ball 1. There's a strike at the knees. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Battling here as he fouls it away. The 1-2. In the air, right field. He's got it.
Batting fifth, the shortstop, Braden Hunter.
So up next, Braden Hunter.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Foul ball.
Good fastball there. I think it was a purpose pitch. Just want to make that hitter's feet uncomfortable. And that location will definitely do it. He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike. But so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone. And the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
That clips the corner, and he'll challenge that called strike. Good eye at the plate. They'll overturn the call. So they've still got both their challenges. 2 aboard, 2 outs. Here's the second baseman, Guadalupe Herrera.
It's great to get on the board in the first frame of the ball game, but here's an opportunity for them to really open things up with a couple of runners on. Let's see if they can cash in.
Yeah.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
2 on, 2 outs. Swing and a pop-up near the fence. Has room, and he makes the catch. Twins get 1 on this homer. It's an early 1-0 lead. This is an AL Central showdown right here on MLB The Show. New inning getting started. Stepping in, Billy Benjamin.
He's hitting for that pop. Came out of the gates really strong. Just a cement mixer slider right there. It's a great pitch to hit if you can recognize it early and jump on it.
That misses. Ball 1.
As a veteran out there on the ball, you're trying to establish both edges of the plate. Right here, he's working inside.
And that's a base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
When you can turn a ball around at 107 off the bat, it's going to make you feel really good inside. If he elevates that a little bit more, it's definitely out of here.
So digging in, Fred Diaz. Good power, not great in the OBP department. This to third, and that chance handled. There's one to first. Double play. Nicely done.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Base is empty after the double play. Brian Tovar now at the plate.
Aye.
Two down, nobody on. He swings and fouls one off.
Doubled up on the slider away. Two-seamer here. Just watch and see.
The 0-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes. He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Hit hard, base hit. And that extends the inning.
Batting in, the third baseman, Xavier.
So up next, Xavier Carter had the day off yesterday. And that is downstairs. And that's ball 1. That's a laser base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits.
Batting 9, the catcher, Roger.
Here's the catcher, Roger Saunders.
Aye.
Two on, 2 outs. This one in the air center field. O'Connor settles underneath it, and that's the 3rd out. 3 hits in the inning, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. Now to the bottom of the 2nd. The Twins on top here, 1-0. This is an AL Central showdown right here on MLB The Show. Bottom half of inning number 2, and now the Minnesota designated hitter, Derek Sparbori. Hard hit, could be extra bases, and that's going to get into the corner. And the bottom of the 2nd starts with a double.
Batting in,
Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of the stick.
runner in scoring position, no outs. Jason Goodson will hit next. On the ground, right side. Gallegos steps on the bag. One pitch and one out.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. It's early, but you still want to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Patrick Moody in the box with one away as he takes ball one. One away with a runner at third. Bottom half of inning number 2. Moody went deep in his most recent game.
Hey.
Swing and a line drive slicing into right field. That's a base hit. Run scores.
Picks himself up an RBI. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy. Didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep. Took the barrel right to it and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Twins lineup. Morris O'Connor, the next to hit. He's already homered here in this one. Oh, he can't squeeze it. He won't get back to first in time, and so they end up with some speed on at first.
Up next for the Twins, the right fielder, number 15,
Thomas Ramirez, the next Twin up to hit. He's 0 for 1.
I know they've gotten out to an early lead, but you don't want to take these opportunities for granted. With 2 outs, still lock in with a quality at bat, drive in that run. You may not have another runner in scoring position the rest of this ball game.
Man at second.
Ball. That's inside.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Clearly he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Man on second, 2 down. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand. They get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We head on down to the top of the third. Twins are out in front 2-0. Back here at the ballpark, coming off a tough series offensively, and a look at those numbers.
With an 0-0 count, not every strike is a good strike for a hitter. I like the plate discipline there.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
A pitch started in and ended up on the outside edge. Just changing planes and very difficult, especially for a left-handed hitter to track.
Got him. 1 down. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
Victor Gallegos digs in now.
Ball. That's out.
And the 1-0. Pop foul out of play off to the right.
Ball 2.
Line drive, base hit. And that's a 1-out single.
Well, he's been working out of the stretch just about the entire game, Boog. A lot of base runners on against him, and he's just done a really nice job of scattering the hits, not giving up any runs. But at some point, your luck usually runs out.
Now, Cody Berger. Close, but called a ball. And it's 1-0. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Here's a 1-1.
Looks like he's being a little cautious with him in this at bat after doubling the first time up. Doesn't want to make another mistake.
Gallegos, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. Here goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw, save. That's a stolen base.
Well, with that kind of elite arm he has behind the plate, man, it's a pretty big deal when you can swipe a bag against this dude. Maybe more than anything, it prevents teams from just testing him, thinking that they can even steal a base. But right here, they successfully move that runner up to scoring position. Good job.
Man at second. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Well, it gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball in a 2-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. But with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate. So very difficult to get the barrel on it.
DeMonte in the box now. Takes strike 1. Man on second, 2 down. There's a swing and a drive. On its way. Out of here. A home run off the foul pole. He sends a rocket to left. His first homer of the year, and we're level. It's 2-2.
Well, this thing was hooking down the line the entire way. We knew it was going to be close, and bang, right off the left field pole. That was a pretty swing, and he found a way to keep his hands inside just enough to keep it fair.
On the ground to third. To first, and the inning is over. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. And we're deadlocked now at 2 apiece. Back at target field, and now for the Twins, Saul Hunter.
Ball, that's upstairs.
In the air, left field, DeMonte under it. And there's one away.
Up next for the Twins, the third baseman,
Darryl Tebow, the next Twin up to hit. Flied to right his first time. Fouled off. He was late. Tied up here in the early going.
That's a ball. Ball.
Swings through that one out in front that time. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. 2-2. stays alive. Here's a 2-2. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. He saw a lot of pitches in that at bat and found a way to win the battle.
The batter, number 5.
Now it's going to be Braden Hunter. High fly ball, right field. Diaz on the move. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Twins, the second baseman, Guadalupe.
So digging in, Guadalupe Herrera. He's 0 for 1. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. That is the inning. We're through 3 and tied at 2 apiece. Back in Minnesota, all set for the start of the inning. Fred Diaz getting ready to hit. Fouled off left side. Swings and misses. 0-2.
Another 0-2 count right here. Pitcher just in the driver's seat. He can go anywhere he wants to go right here.
Ball, that's in.
And that one hammered. That's got a chance. And he brings it into the warning track.
Up next for the Lions, the center fielder, Brian Tovar.
Here's the center fielder, Brian Tovar. 1 for 1 with a single so far. There's the strike. All tied up, top half of inning number 4. This one smoked on its way out of here. That one felt good. His first homer of the year, and that's how they take the lead. It's 3-2.
The one thing the pitcher didn't want to happen just happened. That's not an easy one to stomach.
That home run was a no-doubter as we dive into the numbers with StatCast.
Crushed, Boog. Just absolutely crushed. 112 miles per hour on the exit velo, and like you said, no doubt about that one. Plenty of launch angle to give it that backspin as well, and that carried way over the wall.
1 down at the plate. Xavier Carter. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
Well, the good thing so far is that he hasn't issued any free passes. Unfortunately, they're making pretty good contact, so not getting the swings and misses and making that defense work behind it.
The 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
Well, that high four-seam fastball has become such a great pitch for pitchers to finish hitters off. They're trying to stay back with 2 strikes, make sure that they can handle something off speed, and just with good spin rate, good rotation through the zone, elevate it a little bit, get a lot of swings and misses, and that's a really nice job right there.
Saunders batting for the 2nd time, and that's strike 1. Tied him up inside with that one.
Big time jam right there. I hate it as a hitter, but standing in center field, you can't help but chuckle a little bit.
2 down, nobody on. Swing and a pop-up. And that'll do it. 1 scores in the inning, coming on this solo home run. It's now a 3-2 ball game. This is an AL Central showdown right here on MLB The Show. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league.
Designated hitter, Derek Barbori.
Well, these Twins, to put it bluntly, need to put together more competitive at-bats, and I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations at the plate. I think things are happening a little quicker than this offense would like, and we see it in the numbers. They're hitting into a lot of outs early in the at-bat.
Strike two. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. And there's one away.
Still couldn't catch up to the good velocity, good run those last few inches through the zone.
And now Jason Goodson. Grounded out his first time up.
Aye.
The Twins down by a run. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Strike two.
Man, he was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up by throwing the curveball. Add some velocity to it on the next pitch. Can't catch up.
That misses
Whoa,
the
that's
zone.
down.
Now 1-2.
Ball two.
Popped in the air, left field, and makes the grab. Out number 2.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Moody in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. 0-1.
Nope. Nope. That's inside.
And that's in for a strike. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. 2-2 now. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. That is the inning. Nothing doing here for the Twins. They trail it 3-2. Back at Target Field, we go to the top of the fifth. Alonso Gomez Phelps now at the plate. And a slider misses down and away. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Tyler Weiss, the rookie left-hander, appears to be getting going. Trussell, the right-hander, also getting loose. Fought off foul. Ball to strike. Comes up empty. That's strike two. Fights that one away. Still 1-2. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Digging in, Victor Gallegos, 1 for 2.
I mean, nice job just presenting it to be better than it actually was.
Gomez Phelps gets his lead at first with nobody out. The 1-1 is fouled off. Roll to short, could be 2. To second, but he beats the throw.
He's in there.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Sai Batai is done, and he leaves in a 1-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute. Tyler Weiss comes on now.
Well, they didn't get much length out of their starter in this one, so they've got a lot of outs to eat up in that bullpen. I think they'll look for some length out of him right here if they can get it.
First and second, no outs. Berger will hit next. He's turned into one of the best shortstops in the game. First and second, no outs. And we're at the top of the 5th. In the air, right field, Ramirez. Under this one, brings it in. Runner tags at second, and he's in safely at third with 1 out.
Now, we'll see if moving up to third there pays off for him. He didn't have to tag and go, but now he can score a lot of different ways. Doesn't have to be a base hit. We'll see what happens.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Forrest DeMonte. He's already homered in this game.
In this situation with runners on, you've got to get ahead in the count so that you can dictate the rest of the at-bat. Nice job right there.
And that one fouled off. Runners are at the corners, 1 away.
Rarely will you see a pitcher just waste a pitch like that. The batter wasn't even tempted to swing. Every pitch needs to have a purpose so that it can set up a following pitch to help you get that out.
Here's a 1-2. Up the middle, Herrera flips it, safe, and they add to their lead as the run scores from third.
Comes through with the RBI. Shortened up the swing and went right back up the middle.
Billy Benjamin, the next to hit.
Ball, that's out.
Two on, 1 out.
Hey!
On the ground, Herrera, the flip, there's one. What a double play that was. Inning over. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Last half of the 5th coming up. The Lions have the advantage, 4-2. Bottom of the inning, and here's the Twins leadoff guy, Morris O'Connor.
Well, these Twins doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. The numbers tell us they're averaging more than a hit every inning, and they've only struck out twice, so they keep finding ways to put their bat on the ball.
Here's the 0-2. Swings and misses at the breaking ball in the dirt. Catcher has it, fires to first. In time to get him. One away in the strikeout.
Well, take a look at the three-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Thomas Ramirez. Knee high, that's in for a strike.
Well, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or two is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
Next offering is fouled back.
Ball inside.
The Twins trailing by 2, last half of inning number 5. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Chris, third time through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Hunter, the next Twin up to hit. Ripped, but it curls foul. Two down, nobody on. Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning.
Make a great catch like that. It's all about timing the jump. His timing was perfect. Excellent grab, and he comes down with it. The inning is over.
Back in Minnesota. Close game here, and a chance now to look at a few highlights from this one. Fred Diaz getting ready to hit.
The right fielder, Fred Diaz.
Ball one, no strikes.
Ball, that's off the plate.
Just missed.
That's inside.
That's in there, and that's strike 1.
Well, it looks like he's wanting to work the upper part of the strike zone. What does that mean? Top hand better be working for the hitters. Adjust that side a little bit. Give yourself a chance to hit.
And now it's filled up. Rolled over to third. Tebow on the run, sends it over to first. Nicely done for the out.
Up next for the Lions, the center fielder, Brian Tovar.
And now here is Brian Tovar.
Inside, ball one.
Good pitch to hit on a tee up in the zone. I think he was looking for something else right there.
Towards first, and foul ball. Got him. 2 gone.
Up next for Syracuse, the third baseman, number 1.
2 outs, base is empty. Xavier Carter now at the plate. High fly ball, right field. And that is that. The Lions on top 4-2.
Now pitching.
Back down for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound. Damon Rogers. He last pitched 2 days ago. Here's some real power at the plate. Darryl Tebow. He has, as they like to say,
Let me guess, Boog. Light tower power?
that's right. Swing and a ground ball, and that one handled. Tosses to first. 1 pitch and 1 out.
The batter, number 5. Shortstop, Braden Hunter.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Braden Hunter. And that is in for a strike. 0-1. Movement in the bullpen. Mark Miller, the veteran southpaw, is getting ready to come on if needed. McLaughlin getting cranked up as well. The Twins down by a pair here in the bottom of the 6th. And a swing and a miss. 2 down.
Up next for the Twins, the second baseman, Guadalupe.
Now it's the second baseman, Guadalupe Herrera. Pitch misses inside. Ball 1.
You want to be patient here. Try to work a walk if you can. You've got a big power bat behind you in the on-deck circle, and with 2 outs, 1 swing could put you right back in this ball game.
A little out front there as he swings through it.
Ball.
And they'll do it again. In the air to left center. And that is that. Nothing across here this half. 7th inning coming up. The Lions lead it 4-2. Back at Target Field, they put themselves out in front with a nice display at the plate. Take a look at the spray chart for where their hits have landed.
Yeah, it looks like they've been spreading it out pretty well in this one, Boog. Spraying the ball all over the yard. Good team effort at the dish.
Lined into right, and a quick out, number 1.
Up next for Syracuse, the second baseman, Alonso.
Back to the top of the order. Here's the second baseman, Alonso Gomez Phelps. And there's a foul ball. Fouls one off out of play, back to our left. 0-2 now. Struck him out looking. That was pretty nasty. Gomez Phelps wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge, and it's going to stay a strike. Still one challenge left for them. So up next, Victor Gallegos, 1 for 3. Swing and a high fly ball right field. That one back, that one on its way, and it's gone. His 4th home run of the season, and they tack one on the board. It's 5-2.
That's a swing that'll boost the win probability for sure. There he got a splitter that he was able to handle, allowed that pitch to travel a little bit deeper, and when it was time to commit, his hands exploded through the zone.
So 2 down. Cody Berger digs in now. And that's in there for strike 1.
Ball 1.
Listen,
that's
he's looking for a fastball, but I'm not sure he's going to get one. Pitcher doesn't have to challenge him. If he feels better about his off-speed secondary stuff, then stay with it.
2 down, nobody on. Close
Ball
one, doesn't get the call. 3-1. That catches the corner. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or an into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
DeMonte stands in with 2 away as he takes a ball. Berger, the runner at first with 2 gone. Step off, throw to first, and he's back in easily. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a drive, deep right field. That one carrying. And that one is off the wall. Rounds third, headed for the plate. And they're up by 4. And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Tyler Weiss out of the game, and he's responsible for the runner on second, so the book isn't closed on him yet. We'll be right back.
Now
Mason Trussell takes over on the mound.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
So now here's the DH, Billy Benjamin. Runner at second, 2 down. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Action in the pen down there. Mike Meredith preparing to come on if needed. going to count 1-2.
That's out.
That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Man at second. He boots it. Gets off a throw.
He's out.
So they get 2 runs on 2 hits. One of them left the yard. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. The Lions have the lead, 6-2. Set for the last half of the 7th. Now it's the Twins DH, Derek Sparbori. They've got a potent lineup, and when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. Close, but call the ball. Ball 2. Challenge from behind the dish here. Just caught the zone by a whisker, and the call is overturned. They'll keep their remaining challenge. The 1-1. Ground ball right side. Fair ball. Around first and hustling for second. And he's going to get to second with nobody out.
He has had such a good day today. I don't think he's going to want to leave when it's over.
A couple of doubles today for the DH. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Goodson, the next to hit. That's off the mark, and that is ball 1.
If you're going to get something going, this is the time to do it. You get the leadoff man on. Everybody's got to look over the shoulder and say, I'm just going to keep the line moving. Don't try to do too much.
Aye.
Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here at the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a high fly ball left field. Brings it in. 1 away.
Up next for the Twins, the first baseman, Patrick Moody.
Patrick Moody, the next Twin up to hit. There's the strike.
He must have been looking for something else because he gave up on that pitch a little early. It was right down Main Street. Probably not going to see a better pitch to hit in this at bat.
Ball down.
1 out and a runner at second. Out to short, Berger. Throw to first in time.
Up next for the Twins, the center fielder, Morris.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Damon Rogers gives way. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Now pitching,
Sam Baller on a pitch out of the pen here.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Here's the center fielder, Morris O'Connor. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the brings it in for the 3rd out. 1 left for Minnesota. They still trail it here. It's 6-2. Ready to begin the 8th. And now the right fielder, Fred Diaz.
Diaz.
Some movement in the Twins bullpen. Mike Meredith getting ready to go. Oh, 1 now. Up the middle, Herrera. In plenty of time to first, and that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th. Brian Tovar getting ready to hit.
With this kind of lead, he can swing freely, try to hit the ball out of the park, do what he loves to do.
Swing and a high fly ball, pretty well struck right field. That one back there to the warning track, makes the catch.
Up next for the Lions, the third baseman, number 1, Xavier Carter.
So digging in, Xavier Carter.
Nope. Outside.
2 down, nobody on, and we're in the top of the 8th. On the ground, out to short. Sends it to first. That's the 3rd out. The Lions out front, 6-2. On to the bottom of the 8th, and now for the Twins, Thomas Ramirez. And a little something extra at stake in this at-bat as he's hitless so far with his hitting streak in jeopardy.
Really good cutter that he's able to front door and back door. That pitch is devastating.
Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Mark Miller appears to be getting loose.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
Puts it in the air out towards left center. Tovar turns to the right on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch.
Up next for the Twins, the left fielder, Saul.
So up next for Minnesota, Saul Hunter. And it's fouled away. Here's the 0-1.
Ball 1.
Aller, a 6'4" righty. He throws a cutter, a changeup, and he occasionally uses a curve.
Ball, that's in.
The Twins down by 4 here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Swing, and this one's bounced to the ground. Slings to first in time.
Up next for the Twins, the third baseman.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Darryl Tebow. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
That one finds the zone. Strike 1.
Ball.
And a big swing and a miss.
He's been able to go inside as well as outside, effectively working both sides of the plate in this at bat.
Swing and a hard hit grounder to third. Fair ball. And that keeps the inning alive.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Smash that one through the infield for the knock. When it's hit that hard, it makes it very tough on the infielders to make any sort of play.
And now the shortstop, Braden Hunter.
Ball, that's outside.
The 1-0.
Hey!
Tebow leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Struck him out without a swing. That was pretty nasty. The Lions have the advantage, 6-2.
Now pitching for
Coming out of the bullpen for the Twins, Miguel Feliz. This is his 5th appearance of the year. And here's the catcher, Roger Saunders. 0 for 3 in this one. Ripped on the ground to second. Throws to first. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
The second baseman, Alonso Gomez Phelps.
Now it's the second baseman, Alonso Gomez Phelps. And that's
inside
off
ball.
The inside edge. And that's ball 1. Minnesota's bullpen with some action. Mike Meredith getting loose out there. The 1-0. Fastball for a strike. Swings and misses. And a count 1-2.
Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it, so a changeup that stayed a little bit more
inside, ball
on plane
2.
than what he was anticipating.
And a liner around into right center for a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Clearly seeing the ball very well in this one. Off the bat, it was headed for the gap all the way. And as a hitter, you love seeing those as you take your first couple of steps out of the box. You know you've got some real estate to run on. It's such a good feeling. Nice liner into the gap right there.
Gallegos, the next to hit, takes outside. And the 1-0.
Nope, outside.
Popped up, middle of the diamond. Herrera takes it in for the out. And there's 2 down.
The batter, number 7, Cody Berger.
So up next, Cody Berger. Year in and year out, this guy an MVP candidate. A little bit
Ball
low.
1.
Ball 1. Swing and a foul out of play. The 1-1 is fouled off. The 1-2. Struck him out looking. The Lions on top 6-2.
Now pitching.
Mark Miller gets handed the rock out of the pen. He's making his 4th appearance of the season. Here's the second baseman, Guadalupe Herrera.
The second baseman, Guadalupe Herrera.
That's in there. That's strike 1.
Well, impressed that he went right after him on that first pitch. That's the key. Try to get ahead in the count. Then you can play around a little bit more as the at-bat expands.
Late with the swing there. Right side. throws to first in time. And the leadoff man retired here in the ninth.
Good two-seam action right there, running away from the batter, rolled over it, got the ground out.
And now the Minnesota designated hitter, Derek Sparbori. Ground ball up the middle, that's a base hit. Here in the bottom of the ninth, one out. Goodson now at the plate. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out.
Hey!
Sparbori, the base runner at first with 1 out.
Ball, that's out.
Here's a 1-1.
Ball 2.
Popped up. Gomez Phelps has a beat on it. He makes the grab.
Up next for the Twins, the first baseman, Patrick Moody.
So they're down to their final out. And next for Minnesota, Patrick Moody.
Ball. That's ball 2.
Swing and a line drive, base hit out into center field. And now 2 aboard. Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Mark Miller done for the night, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching.
Here's a new pitcher from the pen, Freddie Lindstrom. Hasn't pitched in the last 3 days. So back to the top of the order. Morris O'Connor digs in now.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Two on, 2 outs.
Hey!
Ground ball, and this should do it. Ball game.
Well, a 3-pitch save. This guy might feel cheated a little bit. Gets in the ball game, wants to show off his arsenal, and really didn't get that opportunity. But I think he'll take it. Whenever you can get that save and do it efficiently, he'll be ready to pitch tomorrow.
And your final 6-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.